Bro, what the fuck?
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. Ay. I just wanna touch the top. Baby said that she in love and she don't love the lie. Been chillin' with all the bros, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the suds is high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good. I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you saying, baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle it without the trusting. Yeah, I can see the top, I wanna touch it. Yeah, we been getting money, no discussion. Now I don't let it top, and shorty always get the fussy. Yeah, hey, I like the cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on them. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on them. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on them. Yeah, and I'm sliding. Shawty like the vibe, don't want the ride to end. Yeah, right. To the nice end, yeah. To the nice end. I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love was all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Saying Brody couldn't stand for it, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been gone. I just hit the edge of stairs when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just gained a lot of love on the west side. I'm the go, but I will never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good, and it's the best side.
Welcome back to Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, Season 3, Episode 29. We are one episode away from 30, and that just looks cool on the screen. That's really all there is to that. But we are here to talk about college. We're going to talk about one college football game. We're here to talk about the NFL slate. We're here talking about the UFC pay-per-view. And I am here with the full squad today. Tyco, The Wanderer, Snoop, Luke. Everybody's here on this Friday afternoon. How are we doing, boys?
We're doing good. It's Friday. We're heading into the weekend. We're heading in strong. We're going to win some money this weekend. We're going to make some good bets. I'm ready.
Absolutely.
Luke's hanging
Feeling
on
good.
at 1% health, but he's still doing okay.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great.
Hey, you be careful, Luke.
Yeah, seriously, man.
That was almost like a full body twist to put that water bottle down.
Hey,
We don't want too
You gotta
many
limit those
rotations.
rotations.
We don't
I'm
want
great.
those
I'm feeling amazing.
You gotta move like robot moves only. The whole body has to move as one.
Hey, for real.
Yeah,
You gotta
basically.
keep your body on the same angle.
Pretty much. But Dylan, let's get right into it. We got college football starting it off with the Army and Navy game. A historic under because the under is hitting this game the last 17 consecutive times they've played. Will it hit again? Let's find out. Dylan, what do you got?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to drop two power stats. Tyler named the first one. The second one is that when it comes to military games, and especially bowl games, out of the last 25 years, 21 of the unders have hit. They keep sending the under down and down and down, and the under just keeps hitting and hitting and hitting. It's at 32.5. I will give you the under in this game. If you want to lean a winner, I would give you Army at home.
Anybody else?
I mean,
absolutely anything.
I have nothing on this game.
I'm more of a water guy.
Oh.
Close as I can get to, Marine, so we're going to go Navy. For feelings.
Okay.
Don't take this as a put your money there kind of thing, guys.
Then they won't.
I just want to voice an opinion.
I don't know. Okay, Jesse took the Jesse took water. Dylan took ground.
It means nothing. So you know what, Jesse? Let's put $5 on it.
There you go. Make it interesting because it's
It
not going
means
to be
nothing, and there's only one college football game. Perfect. All right, and that's college football for you. So I'll just go through a couple of awards that were named just because I want to point these out real quick. It will just take 1 second, and I knew that Tyler wouldn't have a problem with me doing this, which is why I didn't say anything until right now.
You know what, Dylan? This is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that you would just interrupt this perfectly scheduled program after telling everybody exactly what was going to happen and then not doing that. You know, that's
All right,
just absurd.
So, real
Thanks,
quickly,
Russ.
Caleb Williams has won the Walter Camp Award, a.k.a. the award for the best player in college football. So, Tyler, your Heisman chances are looking pretty damn good after that. Will Anderson has won the Bednark Award for the best defensive player in college football. Max Duggan has won the Davey O'Brien Award for the best quarterback in college football. Jalen Hyatt won the best award for the wide receiver in college football. And Bijan Robinson won the Doak Walker Award, the award for best running back in college football. Just wanted to...
Hey, here's a question. How do you win the award for the best player in college football, but then not win the award for the best player at your position?
I think it's because
they wanted to give some respect to
Don't
TCU
go to me.
and
it's the
and
same.
they'd be like, yeah, now we have a reason to put them at number 3 because before that we didn't have too much of a reason because they lost and they weren't supposed to lose.
Who isn't even in the Heisman conversation when the Heisman's 4 quarterbacks right now?
Hey,
My point.
Caleb Williams did his thing. He showed he's that guy. But they're like Duggar. He was out there dying in his last game. So we'll give it to him.
He was out there dying. He really was.
All out.
He almost died a couple times and then went in overtime and then died.
He didn't have enough gas in the tank for the OT. He thought his team.
Luke, you got any thoughts on this?
Not really. Don't really know any of these people who won these awards.
Wow.
For sure. Okay.
I do know Michigan's O-line won best O-line.
Michigan's O-line won best O-line.
So are the Detroit Lions.
And Blake Corum
They
finished
will.
6th in college football rushing yards.
Yeah, if you didn't get hurt, you would be number 1.
It's crazy because Bijan finished 5th, and he just won the award too. But I digress. That shit made me mad because the best running back, in my opinion, was the running back from Illinois. He had 300 more yards than fucking anybody else in the league. He had 1 less touchdown, I believe, than Bijan, and yet Bijan, who had like 300 less yards than him, won the award. Probably because he made $1.2 million on fucking NIL deals this year, and Brody didn't for Illinois, but I digress. It's not that deep.
It is not that deep.
Anyways, we can get
So
into
with that
NFL.
being, yeah, we'll roll right into the Week 14 NFL slate here. Some big games coming up for some teams. We'll dive into it next.
And I think it won't be like too big of a blowout.
Barkley down the sideline. Saquon Barkley.
You don't fuck with Aaron.
Some teams, it doesn't matter. I think it's going to be a very mucky dub. And it's going to get ugly.
They have the chance to lose themselves a game, probably.
Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable!
Can we talk about the comeback of the year first?
Oh, yeah. Let's definitely talk about the comeback of the year. So we'll start off the NFL Week 14 picks by talking about the one game that we don't pick because it's continuously bad. But also, this game is weird because it was like scripted to end the exact same way that the Monday Night Football game ended. So that's creepy as shit. But with that being said, go ahead, Dylan. You can dive into this.
I mean,
LA Rams game with
it's as simple
Baker
as
Mayfield
this.
coming
Baker
out.
Mayfield took a plane ride to LA with the hopes that he would get signed to the Rams. He took a gamble, he said, and he said that gamble paid off, and he ended up getting signed to the Rams, given number 17. Was pissed off that he had that number, but 17 ended up being the fucking lucky number for him at the end of the day. He's sitting with the Raiders with a 16-10 lead. He has 98 yards to go. And Baker
No
straps
timeouts.
on his helmet
No
with
timeouts.
2 timeouts. No timeouts, my bad.
No timeouts.
No timeouts. Goes down the field. Wins the game for the Rams.
No.
Back-to-back consecutive 20-plus yard touchdown. Or what are you saying no to? Did he not do that?
The Raiders lost the game. The penalty when they knocked the ball out of Baker Mayfield. You said Baker Mayfield won the game. I would like to counter your point. Well, they did win the game, but I'd like to counter that by saying they lost the game. It was not a win. It was here's the win. They gave it to him, I think, because that penalty after the sack when they knocked the ball out of Baker Mayfield's hands, that lost the game for him because the sack was going to run off like 20-ish seconds probably. They weren't going to spike it. They had to go for it. It was going to be like 2nd and 17 or some shit. But they screwed themselves, and they handed them the dub. Because after that, it was like, oh, here's 15 yards and the clock stopped. They figured their shit out, and they got a touchdown. But if they wouldn't have done that, I think that the Raiders win the game.
I don't think this is a one play cost them the whole game scenario. But
they fucked themselves on penalties.
Jake agrees with me. He said I am.
Tyler,
it's like a 4 plays cost him the game.
But I don't think it was on one play. I think it was throughout the game on penalties.
No, it was. But this is like a Lions game where same old Lions stuff would happen. This is like that example, but for the Raiders. Because
but it's weird.
Yes, there were plays leading up to it that shouldn't have happened to get them to that spot. But once they were in the spot they were in, that was the final dagger. Oh wow, of course they get a 15-yard penalty and stop the clock when the Rams were going to have to scramble. Of course, right? Of course.
I don't know. The Raiders need to also realize that when their first game plan doesn't work, they don't have a fucking plan B. They throw to Devontae Adams and they hand the ball off to fucking Josh Jacobs. Okay, Jacobs gets hurt towards the end of the game. I get that. That becomes a little bit of an issue.
My points. Screw you, Dylan.
But Devontae had 3 receptions.
He played the whole game.
Okay.
Well, Derek Carr completed 2 passes in the second half.
They
Josh Jacobs.
What I'm saying is that they have one game plan that they go to every time, and they couldn't even execute that game plan.
Well, Josh Jacob knows if he leaves that game, the Raiders don't even have a shot. So he had to play hurt. Said, fuck it. I got hurt fingers. Who needs that?
I am the game plan.
Stiff arms a guy with that hurt hand.
He did, though.
Okay.
They did have a chance without him playing because the Rams suck.
Didn't look like it.
Played
it did. But
Baker Mayfield played the game of his life, or the second half of his life. All right, it's not gonna carry. I don't think this Baker Mayfield carries. We've never seen Baker Mayfield carry a good performance into another good performance.
I still think they suck
in the history of Baker
Can we
Mayfield.
talk about how their O-line was he didn't get boomed.
No, he didn't. No, he really didn't. They actually blocked for him. They don't block for Stafford. It was kind of interesting.
It was
same thing with the backup quarterback last week. Didn't get popped nearly as much as Stafford did. And Jay coming in, well, when you only have one game plan, teams are going to pick it up. And they have been picking it up all year, and that's why McDaniel needs to be fired. But that's a conversation for a different time. Anyways.
I blame Carr.
I don't blame McDaniel.
That's fair.
I'm sick of
But it's hard not to blame McDaniel for the whole season being disastrous so far.
Carr's been playing like shit. He throws the ball when he randomly feels like it.
I'm not even a Vegas fan. And
I am. And I'm sick of him. Get him out of here.
The last couple weeks, it hasn't even been McDaniel. It's been that boy Derek. I agree.
All right, let's get into the Week 14 slate, what we have up for Sunday. Dylan, take us through the Week 14 slate. Let's get after it.
All right, so let's just rip this bitch off. I don't know how the hell this is happening, but I love to see it in every way, shape, and form. The Detroit Lions are favored by 2 points in a football game against a team with a better record than them. You love to fucking see it.
All right, hold on, time out. So, Lions are favored by what, 2.5?
They're
2,
dropped down.
Right?
2.
It was minus 1.5 when I looked last night. Damn.
Okay, 1.5, 2, 2.5-ish.
-2.
Okay, anyways, so, fun fact. there have been 8 different games since the Super Bowl era. 8 different games where a team with an 80% win rate or higher played a team with a below 500 win rate. 8 times this has happened. All 8 times it happened, and the team with the sub 500 record was favored, okay? So all 8 times this has happened, the sub 500 team has covered the spread and won outright every single time. I am keeping the spread alive, keeping the trend going. I'm taking the Lions spread here. Well, I mean, we got to win. We're rolling. We're hot. Let's go.
Well, that is true, but dang, they're going to give a top dog an underdog? Oh, that's just so juicy for money and betting, though.
Who's the top dog?
Well,
JJ.
Minnesota.
I think what Luke just said is the trap.
Whoa.
What Luke just said is the trap. It's so juicy.
It's so
ain't
juicy.
no way it hits. Ain't no way.
You think it's
The Lions are covering.
Then but if I go over to my win/total normal bets, that's gonna be even juicier.
Listen, Luke, you saw the first game. You saw the Lions lose themselves that game in Minnesota's home. Now they're gonna come to us. Well, we've averaged more points.
Where the Lions, by the way, are again selling standing room only tickets and are expecting a crowd of about 65,000.
What's the over/under?
52, highest game of the week. Over under 52.
The Lions are the highest like every week.
Oh hell yeah! Last week it was only Bengals Chiefs above us. But easy Lions, Doug, because we should have beat them the first time.
Exactly. We should have beat them the first
We're
time.
healthier than we were the first time we played them. And TJ Hawkinson's about to lick dick. Little revenge game, same year. You don't get that a lot.
Hey, for the Vikings and over 50.5, it's plus 260. Damn.
Hey, Luke, how
Oh.
many of those dumbass
Luke.
parlays that you made last week hit?
I'd have to go log in and back and check and look.
If those did not hit and those did not go correctly, we don't need to play this game again.
What
The
are you
money's
talking
Monroe
right.
about?
for a touchdown. The Lions
Come
go.
here, Luke.
Play it.
Me? You call me a bitch. I'm taking the over. That's all I'm smacking.
If I missed, I've missed
I'm
them
putting the over
last
on
week, but I've hit them so many other times before, and that's what makes the parlay juicy hits.
He's going to go with it. We're going to have to let him go with it. Let's move on to the next game. What do we
All
have? Oh, Jesse, you got something on the screen here.
That's interesting.
What is this?
This is ESPN's analytics for who they think is going to win the game by percentage. We have
They got 58 on the Lions.
58 on the Vikings.
Oh, Vikings. Oh, I can't. Oh, okay, now I can see it. Okay. It ought to be interesting for sure.
It's all weird. It's all weird.
The sports book this line has been the most talked about line all week. I've heard
yeah.
something every day. So,
All right, next game, 1 o'clock in Buffalo. New York Jets and Buffalo Bills. The spread is currently Bills -10.
I
I'll
don't
kick
know.
it off. Fuck it. I'll kick it off. I'm gonna take the Jets to cover this hoe. Give me the Jets plus 10. Cover that bitch. That's me.
I was gonna say the same thing because this was a Jets win with a Zach Wilson, Breece Hall led team. They really ran it. The defense.
Mike White, Breece Hall type team. There's your combo right there you need. 300 plus passing yards. Rookie of the year.
Man, would have been crazy. But it ain't what it's doing. I don't know how Mike White's going to do. I have no idea. He couldn't get in the end zone last week. And I think Buffalo's defense is better than Minnesota's defense. They're just injured, and they're slowly coming back. So, yeah, plus 9.5 seems smart to me.
I'll take Buffalo -10.
yeah, I'm going to go with that too. I'm going to take Buffalo minus 10 because I think that Buffalo needs to put their statement back and show why they're a Super Bowl contender, even though they are losing Von Miller for the rest of the season. Josh Allen's going to put the backpack back on his back like it was last year, and he's going to have a statement game. I think they covered Buffalo.
I understand completely, to be honest with you.
I don't think there's been a single interconference game with a 10-point spread that's hit.
No, there
Until
is not.
this week.
But the next game we got is an
Until this
interconference rivalry that it's definitely not going to be a fucking blowout. Pittsburgh Steelers at home, favored at minus 1.5 against Tyler Huntley and the Baltimore Ravens.
Under.
Yeah,
That's all I can give you. Under 37.5.
I couldn't pick a winner. I couldn't pick a winner if I wanted to. I'd tell you to flip a coin.
I ain't touching this game.
I'd tell you to go under.
I'd tell you to skip it. But under if you must.
There's better football. Like
Looking
this
for the
game.
12-legger?
There is. There's much better football.
Like this game right here. Cincinnati Bengals at home, 1 o'clock against Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. The spread is minus 5.5 for the Bengals.
So uncomfortable. So fucking uncomfortable. Do you know the Bengals? They can beat the Chiefs, but we've lost the last 7 games to the Browns. They've beat us 7 times in a row.
And Deshaun was rusty, like he hasn't been playing football for 2 years his first game, which means it's.
But now he's been playing football for a week and a half, 2 weeks. Might be feeling a little better. Give me the Browns spread.
I was gonna take it too. Give me Browns 5.5.
Browns 5.5. Give me that.
Give me Browns dub.
I'm not saying all that. I can't. So I'm just going over.
Fuck it. I'll ride Browns money line too.
I'm staying with
5.5 is kind of an ugly number.
I just watched them beat the Chiefs. I can't take the money line.
Browns money line.
Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, another 1 o'clock rivalry game. The spread is Giants plus 7 at home to Philly. And I'm taking Philly minus 7. I don't see why they shouldn't be able to beat New York by a touchdown unless somebody gets hurt at that shithole of a stadium, MetLife. Yeah.
I think this one's pretty easy, Dylan. I'm going to take Philadelphia as well for all the reasons that you listed. And for the fact that New York's been fraudulent, and as Mike Valenti quoted on 97 on the ticket, hey, they're probably not going to win a game for the rest of the year. I really do think that's possible.
O-line is shit. The best players are running back. Doesn't add up. Give me the minus.
I guess I'll take Eagles.
Hey, there we go. Good Eagles pick.
All right, next game. Tennessee Titans at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Spread is minus 3.5. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm more nervous about this game than I should be.
Yes, you are.
Because I have seen Jacksonville play a lot better football as of late. And Tennessee has been playing really good, like football teams, but bad football. So I feel like this is honestly a good get-back game for them. Do I trust the 3.5? No. I would take Tennessee money line. I take Tennessee money line.
All right.
Boom.
It's not a very nice bet for anybody out there.
Not at all. I don't.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to take Jacksonville plus 3.5. I think Jacksonville might win this game. This is one of those games where Dylan gets extremely pissed off and says, oh my God, I hate every time I play one of these teams. We play down to their level. Oh, Ryan Tannehill sucks.
We've been doing better this year with that.
Hey, my moment. All right. Anyways, basically, I think this is one of those games where Dylan's going to end up raging. So I'm going to take Jacksonville on the money line. Give me Jacksonville. Luke?
Yeah, I was going to be on Jacksonville's money line too. I'm not going to lie.
Coming in from Jake, I love Jacksonville this year for some reason. Yes, Ty. Yeah, didn't like him last week, though. Jesse.
This game, Trevor Lawrence plays. Houston's secondary and their pass defense has been awful, and that's been the highlight of Trevor Lawrence. He's been able to dish it to his receivers quite nice. Travis Etienne likes to be a catching back, so I'm going to stick with plus 3.5. Whether he plays or not, but something to watch.
I'm changing my pick to minus 3.5 because I just remembered that Detroit broke Jacksonville last week, and now Tennessee can come in, do the pickings, and just continue to stomp on their neck and finish them.
You're a wild boy. You're a wild boy.
All right, next game. This is going to be a fucking murder. Dallas Cowboys at 1 o'clock at home, minus 17.5 against the Houston Texans. Who wants to do it with me? Because I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Minus 17.5. 21 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zeke a touchdown.
Yep.
If you're picking touchdown scores, running backs this game, I don't even think they're going to throw that much after the first quarter.
I'm riding it.
Shit. Who's Davis Mills? He's
Who's coming with us? Who's coming with us? That's all I want to know. Ty, Luke?
Luke?
They're 43, the Vikings. Don't you dare say what you're.
And they just killed the
I'm about to take the Texans.
I'm about to take the money line.
Whoa! I'll take the
What I'm
spread.
Nah, he's capping.
Seriously.
There's always
17.5.
one fucked up game every week.
Jake says, do it, Luke.
It's about to be an in-state crime.
Oh, my God.
Listen.
Give me the Texans plus 1,000.
I hate him.
Look, bro, listen.
I fucking
No Brandon Cooks, no Nico Collins, no starting defensive tackle, and their star cornerback, the only one who could possibly touch CeeDee Lamb, is
out.
You think that? No, this is a stomping.
And you get Cider Mills.
There's all new guys.
And you
gonna
get
be
Cider
confused.
Mills on the road, who everybody knows is notorious for having double the amount of interceptions that he does touchdowns.
49, 31.
Hammering it.
28, 54.
This
You
is a
think
bad
they're not
bet.
left-
This is a bad bet.
I'm taking the plus 17.5 because I think the NFL is too NFL. When you expect it to be a close game, like the Minnesota-Dallas game, it's a blowout. You expect it to be a blowout? Like how did the Bucks not cover against Carolina? Nobody knows, right? Exactly. So I'm gonna take 17.5 in the NFL.
Respect it.
You know,
I'm not.
just
I
because
don't-
it's the NFL.
yes,
Like,
I get
all these
that.
guys are professional football players. You're not
It's Luke.
likely
He
to
took the
get blown
money
out by
line,
21
and I'm
points.
trying to understand where he's
They
coming
are
from.
110.
The money line pick is kind of insane.
No, I think that's very insane.
That's insane.
It's insane, but I've seen crazier shit.
At the NFL level, this is not the back.
You're talking to the man that predicted the Alabama
This
loss
is in
on a field
college.
goal.
In college.
In real life, period.
All
What
right,
game we got up next, Dylan?
Next game we
Not
have
letting
is
that one.
that finished off the 1 o'clock slate. So the next game we have is the start of the 4 o'clock slate. Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos. Should be another absolute slaughter fest, but the spread is only Kansas City at minus 9.5. I'm gonna smack that bitch all day.
Over
Yeah,
under.
Oh, you know what? That's a tough one. Because Denver has hit every
Over
under
under.
year but one.
Can you
From
tell
home.
me what it is?
43.5.
Under. Chiefs win 31-6.
I'm taking Chiefs minus 9.5. That's my play. I don't give a
I'm
fuck.
playing the under. I will give the people the under play. The under.
I believe this is going to be a minus 9.5, but I want to give the people the
Official play.
Isaiah Pacheco touchdown.
Okay. All right, that's probably a solid bet. Yeah, not gonna lie.
You know,
Luke.
if there was gonna be a game that should be a 17.5 spread, it should have been this fucking game.
Correct.
Damn, coming from the ex-wrestler.
Hey.
He said
Houston,
he said
Texas.
This is how I know it's gonna happen.
I know.
This man, there's going to be no offense from Denver. There's going to be only offense from Kansas City. Mahomes is going to do it again. 40-10.
40-10. Wow. All right, there goes my under, but fuck. Hey, that's a good performance from Patrick Mahomes.
All right, 40-3. Does that hit?
Yeah, that's fine.
That would hit. All right, next game. 4 o'clock. Actually, you want to get specific. It's 4:25. But San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Finally, I see a dog play that I'm going to ride on this bitch. Tampa Bay plus 3.5. Tom Brady is 3-1 with 2 comeback dubs since the divorce. We're going to keep riding into San Francisco. Give me Bucks money line.
No disrespect, all respect. New Bay, new play. I'm taking Tampa Tam. Tampa Tom. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I'm taking
That's a clip.
on the money line.
That's a clip.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I tried. You saw me prepare to fuck it up, and I still fucked it up.
You prepared to fix it completely.
I was like,
and
no,
even
no,
had
that's
hand
wrong.
motions, and
Wrong.
then
You
did
said
it
it wrong.
again.
Yeah, right.
Hey, man. I told you when he retired or when he came back from retirement, he was on the hunt for a Super Bowl. Now he cut off the dead weight. Now he's 3-1 since with 2 great comebacks. Give me Tom Brady.
Hey, there's another team that's also looking for a Super Bowl this year, and that would be San Francisco. And they're going to ride Jimmy G until the wheels fall off. So I'm going to ride Jimmy G on this one because San Francisco has full trust. If he's not playing, then
It's Brock Purdy.
he's not playing.
Jimmy G is not playing.
It's quarterback 3.
This is Mr. Irrelevant. This is the last pick in the draft.
I have to pick Tom.
Exactly.
So, good luck, San Francisco.
He won last week, but I mean,
He finished.
that was just for the story.
Miami. He had 3 quarters against Miami.
He
Purdy
had
is
to
the
win
starter.
last
He's
week.
been
He was
announced.
Mr. Irrelevant, first big game.
Wah.
But now that's in the past. He's losing.
I'm just
Well, this one's interesting.
Final 4 o'clock game. Seattle Seahawks at home to the Carolina Panthers. The line is Seattle minus 3.5.
Seattle minus 3.
And I'm taking Seattle minus 3.5.
Yep.
Does anyone else have a different play?
They got to beat up backfield, but I think they can still do it.
Seattle
BJ
minus
might
4.5.
eat.
Get a little extra money. They're winning by a touchdown.
Oh,
Get as
4.5.
close to it as you
Alternate spreads.
You get as close to a touchdown as you want to, but I'm gonna stick with mine.
Don't start saying alternate spreads around Luke now. He'll get all excited.
Hey, listen. Okay, it's tough to say. Is K9 healthy and playing or not?
He
K9 is healthy and playing.
But he's not 100% healthy.
He's
Don't tell me that if that's not true, Dylan.
He's active. He's playing.
He is playing in the game. As far as we know.
I don't think Carolina can put up the points that Seattle is capable of
Does that influence your pick? Can we get a pick?
at home. Remember, Seattle's at home.
Give-
It's balling at home.
Okay, fine. I guess Seattle.
Were you gonna take Carolina?
Well, if you don't want to take Seattle,
We know you. You take who you want to
I'll
take.
say fine. Come on.
Yeah,
what do
Luke,
you
who you
want?
want?
Sorry, we're rushing your.
What do you want,
Oh,
man?
if K9 ain't playing, I'm taking Carolina plus 3.5. Just know that.
All right, game time decision.
Got you. All right, Sunday Night Football. This game was moved to Sunday Night Football because they realized that this game should be a fun one. Los Angeles Chargers plus 3.5 at home to the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins, please, and thank you. Chargers choke, good games, primetime games, every game. So give me Miami to run around and have some fun.
Actually, Jesse, as I'm looking right now, this is the highest over of the week at 53.5.
Oh, they gave this one 53.5.
Yes.
Over.
But I'm going to take Miami by like a touchdown. So I'll take them minus 3.5. I think this will be a high-scoring game, but I don't think the over will hit. I just mean like 24-28, that type shit. Is that even really high-scoring? I don't know. But I got Miami.
The over.
I got Miami.
I can't take a Derwin James-less Chargers against this receiving core. I can't. Gotta take Miami. They're only minus 170, but we'll take the -3 spread.
Choo choo! All aboard the Tua train. Choo choo!
You ain't getting that shit filled out, just so you know.
Tua's still improving.
Thank you, Jesse.
Sorry.
That wife's a bitch.
Hey, he's talking to you, Bill.
Nah.
Fantasy.
He was talking to you, Jesse.
Nah. He ain't talking to me.
Nah, yeah, I know he ain't talking to me.
That sounded pretty direct if you're asking me.
I have no relations to Mike White.
Nobody asked me, but I'm asking me now, and yeah, it sounded pretty direct.
Who thinks it was directed at me? Tyler, do you think I was towards Dylan or me?
I think it was directed
It was
towards
100%
you, Jesse.
directed
Now
towards
we
you.
have to move
Yep.
on to
Oh
Monday
my God.
Night
Are you trying to say
Football.
fuck Mike White because I said Tua's improving?
8:15.
Maybe.
Monday Night
Hold on.
Football.
You rude piece of shit. Let you talk when you want to fucking How about them apples? You get the fuck out of here. I just feel like Tua's unproven because don't get me wrong, we saw people like Josh Allen when they got Stephon Diggs. When you get the receivers around you, it excels your play. I understand that. That's how you grow a quarterback quicker. But it's the same thing I feel with the Eagles. It's a pop season. I don't know. Plus, at the end of the day, he just got folded by the 49ers. And yes, the 49ers are the best defense in the league. That's understandable. He gets folded by them. But that was last week. Now I need to see what he does this week and along with the rest of the season. Because I think with his short passes and the yards after catch being so high in that place, I don't know if it's Tua or if it's the fact that he has track stars who can catch the ball and do so much after catch. He's just doing Jimmy G type shit right now.
It's both.
He's doing Jimmy G stuff. He's getting it to his playmakers, and his playmakers are doing the rest.
Yeah, but if Tua doesn't get a touchdown pass, Dolphins lose. If Jimmy G doesn't get a touchdown pass, the 49ers win.
That is true. There is that.
Tua needs like 4 touchdown passes for the Dolphins to win.
I feel like he gets those. Don't get me wrong. He's had some
wild
flaws,
comparison to Jimmy G.
Hey, also, I'd like to see how good you are at quarterback after you almost die.
Hey, I respect that. What about
That also happened. We have to take that into effect. He's not Alex Smith where he has a fake leg, but, he almost died. Anyways. Dylan.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Final game of the week. Arizona plus 1.5 to the Mac Attack New England Patriots. I'm actually gonna ride this bitch. I wasn't when I started the pod, but I have now made a decision that I'm gonna ride Bill Belichick on the road because Tyler has continuously hammered in my head that Bill on the road is the way to go. So I'm gonna take the Patriots minus 1.5.
Yeah, well, that just about sums up my bet. So I'm taking Bill the Thrill on the road as well.
I was going to take the Cardinals before Marquise had his incident because it was finally going to be those 3 outs there. But for the fact that he's not going to play, I'm going to – nope, I'm taking the Cardinals. I like it. I'm still taking the Cardinals.
Is what it is.
Bill.
They love it.
Give me Bill.
All right, folks, with that being said, it is time for some UFC. Jake first says, wait, Brown is out for the Cardinals.
Brown was arrested yesterday morning while speeding near a school zone.
He may or may not be in.
We'll be right back.
What's going on, guys? Tyco here, taking a quick break in the action to tell you about sixpackcoverage.com. You can go on there and check out all your favorite sports, finance, food and travel, fitness, and entertainment podcasts. They've got it all on there, as well as content from all of your favorite colleges, with more on the way and more added every day. So make sure you check that out, as well as the merchandise tab. Be sure to get all of your six-pack coverage gear at the merch tab there with the hats, flags, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys check it out today, sixpackcoverage.com.
I'm talking in guap, now I'm speaking it fluent. When I hit the road, I won't leave till I do it. Acting out of hand, I'm like, be what you doing. We started off good, can't believe that we ruined it, yeah. I tried to fix with a sewing kid, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah.
Oh, well, Well, it is time for the final pay-per-view event of the year.
What he said.
Well, I mean, why not kick it off with the first fight? Because we have Bryce Mitchell, who's 15-1, going up against Ilia Topuria, who's 12-0, and this is about to be a banger. Mitchell opens up at a plus 120 with Ilia a minus 145 favorite. And then, Topuria thinks Bryce is a coward. Bryce already came back and said he's going to prove him wrong Saturday night. But honestly, that's not even the beef between these two, because Topuria has more beef with Patty than he does with the own person he's fighting. And honestly, same thing for Patty, because they were just at each other's throats in the press conference.
That's what I was going to say, bro. Ilya ain't even worried about it. Fucking Bryce Mitchell, dog. And I don't know how you can take your eyes off of Bryce Mitchell now, bro.
Yeah, he's a problem, bro.
And the fact that I haven't seen him an underdog in a minute. Everything about this is screaming, give me Bryce by knockout in the camo shorts. I don't know about you, but
I'm definitely taking Bryce, taking the underdog, taking him to give Ilya his first loss on his record. And that's really about it. You don't take your eyes off Bryce Mitchell. He is an absolute problem. Yeah. He's been a problem since he's been in here. I've loved this kid. He has some wild theories. I'm pretty sure he thinks the earth is flat, but we can just still love the guy. But moving on to fight number 2, we have Darren Till, who's 18-4, going up against Dracus du Plessis. I can't say the last name. Plessis? Is that right, Dylan?
I've been saying Plessis.
Okay, we're gonna go with that. Who's 17-2, but Darren Till is on. This is a proven fight for him. He's lost his last 2, although losing to his last 2 opponents isn't something to be ashamed of. They're 2 really strong motherfuckers. So it's not like he lost to 2 chumps. But at the same time, I've been backing this dude every time he's come back for his comeback. I'm kind of lost on it. I really don't feel like it's going to happen. And Luke, for that reason,
I don't think I have Driscus by decision, and I was convinced that you were going to take Till.
I've been all back in Till before, because it's like, I've been loving him before. He's supposed to be a star, but then every time he just gets shut down. Spends there, I don't know. It's hard to believe it again. But for that very reason, I'm taking Till.
I knew it.
I'm taking it. It's hard for me. I don't believe in it. I really don't. But I'm taking Till. This is the one fight that's going to be fucking with my brain.
This is the one on the card that I was like, I believe this should be the one fight that me and Luke are against each other.
I'm taking
Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
I believe in what he used to be. He needs to come with a game-changing plan to stop being so one-dimensional. If he comes one-dimensional, he's going to lose. But if he comes correct and changed, give me Till plus 155, baby. All right, for fight number 3. This is a little bit of a short notice fight. Yes, this is why we really don't give a fuck, because Santiago, who's 26-6, is going against Alex Moreno, who is 22-7. But Moreno is taking this fight on 5-day notice, because the guy Ponzinibbio who was supposed to fight. Who was it?
Robbie
Lawler. Yeah. So he got hurt. He was done. So Moreno's here. Don't get him confused with the other guy, because this is not him.
Okay, so
it's not Moreno. This is Morano.
Do we take Santiago?
I'm taking Santiago.
Okay, you gotta help me here.
He's plus 185. I like those odds for a 5-day notice. And honestly, they probably should be higher because of the 5-day notice. Probably going to be a first-round knockout, but, we're still taking Santiago.
Fuck yeah, I'll ride that bitch. Santiago at catch weight.
Then for the co-main event, Patty the Batty Pimlet is getting his shine. He's on the co-main, minus 275 versus Jared Gordon, who is 19-5.
He's a cool dude. Jared seems like a pretty chill dude.
They're not even beefing with each other.
Yeah, he was giving Patty his props and shit. I was like,
Because
damn, Jared.
Patty was too
I
busy
had to see your ass lose.
Patty was too busy beefing with Ilya in the press conference.
See, Patty's looking ahead, but at the same time, I'm not worried for Patty only because Patty's been looking ahead since he got into the UFC. All he's been doing is looking ahead to bigger opponents, bigger names, drawing attention to them, and it's been working.
Actually, that's true, but I also slightly disagree because I've been watching some stuff on him lately, some interviews. He's been feeling like he's not even being respected around here after his past couple fights, and he should be. So it's pissing him up. So he's coming out here for fucking respect.
I'm going to teabag him, lad. I'm going to teabag him like it's Modern Warfare 2.
So we might see some wild shit happening.
I didn't even know all that. I was taking Patty already. I like that even more.
I'm taking him by submission.
That was going to be my only question. Knockout or submission?
Submission. Gordon's going to probably try and rely on a little bit of his wrestling. And Patty's going to be like, yeah, no, I'm better than you. And choke him out.
I 100% can see that. Pick me the daddy.
For the main event, dear Lord, we have Jan Blachowicz, who's 29-9, going against Magomed Ankalaev, who's 18-1 and on an absolute tear right now. They're fighting for the lightweight belt, which was relinquished by Yuri Prochazka due to a very bad shoulder injury. So this is for the belt.
Now, I hate this because, like, I'm Polish, so, like, my Polish fighter is Jan. And he's going to get fucking smoked, dog.
I'm sorry. Ankalaev is coming in here and taking that fucking belt, bro. Jan's going to try. He's going to have to try and grapple, which he's not very good at. Maybe against Izzy, but not against someone like Ankalaev. So you know who I'm taking.
I agree 100%. I have to take Magomed. I think he's gonna baby him, bro. And I know that Jan has that one punch knockout power, but I'm not gonna lie, dog. I haven't seen it in a fucking minute. So everything is leaning towards Magomed. I think this should be a good fucking pay-per-view.
This one I had trouble because Jan is a problem, and he could very easily win this fight with a shot. But at the same time, Ankalaev is just on a roll right now. I think he's just going to keep rolling, take that belt, and, that's just going to be...
I think Jan is here because he was a former champion. I think Magomed is here because they know he is the next champion.
Yes.
And that closes out UFC 282.
Boom, shakalaka.
Oh, wait, we can mention the announcers because we got Joe Anik, Joe Rogan, and Daniel Cormier. A great three. Megan O'Leary and Bruce Buffer are also going to be there.
Megan
O'Leary! We got the refs?
Yes. No.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to add a new little tiny little segment to the end of this podcast where if you're listening out there right now and you're in the comment section and there's anything you would like to talk about, please bring it up right about now as we close out the show. And I'll say my little spiel. And then if you have anything that you put in the comments that you'd like us to talk about real quick, we'll talk about it.
I apologize.
Oh, yeah, Jesse, get this out real quick.
I apologize to everyone for talking about Marquise Brown. That shit happened in August. And I am mistaken. That was not like a other day kind of thing. That was like a different Tuesday in a different week. My bad. I apologize. I was given this information. I would not throw them under the bus.
At least this year.
But my bad. It was this year, but that didn't matter. That shit don't matter.
Not for sure. All right, bet. Okay, that information's been fixed. So if you heard that information earlier, well, that was wrong. This information you just heard is correct. But with that being said,
Marquise is playing.
It was from August.
Yeah.
You got played
like you understand, goddammit.
You got played like a fiddle.
You useless. Nah, I'm exposing you now since you want to act like this. That came me the information.
Out of here.
The buffoon with his mouth wide open with flies ready to fly in it.
Damn.
Not the move. But what is the move is going to www.sixpackcoverage.com. Make sure you guys check that out, as well as going on YouTube, following Six Pack Coverage on YouTube. Subscribe to their channel. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel, Ride the Tide Sports Podcast. Also, catch us on Spotify. Also, catch us on Twitch. If you're not watching on Twitch, make sure you guys hit up our Twitch. That is new. We have not done that in a while, but we do have Twitch now. Okay. So those are all the plugs, but we do have a question here. So let's get that out. How do you guys feel about the college playoff schedule? Well, we weren't gonna talk about this until Wednesday, but we'll get into it slightly. How do you feel about the college football playoff schedule? We'll start with Dylan. We have Georgia playing Ohio State and Michigan playing TCU.
It's bullshit. The schedule's bullshit. Oh, Georgia's the best fucking team in the year, and they have the more difficult opponent. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. They've been the one all year. They got the one. They've been the spot. They've been playing the best college football of any other team. They have to play Ohio State. They have to play the tougher opponent. Michigan, who was the 2 seed, they get TCU, which is going to be the blowout game. Instead of having to go with the rivalry game that would have had better ratings, would have had better game ultimately, that would have been a close competitive football game, whereas TCU Michigan is going to be a blowout, and the Georgia Ohio State game isn't going to be that fun. I hate it, and I'm mad about it, and I think that it should have been Michigan versus Ohio State, and Georgia should have got their easy blowout 1-4, with the 4 being TCU.
Oh no, I kind of
gotta paint the picture.
Michigan dodged the bullet.
Just hear me out. Paint this picture. Paint the view.
Please paint it.
So we get obviously Michigan. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I don't think it's going to be that much of a blowout because I think Duggar is capable of doing things to keep them.
This is what you guys said last year about Cincinnati and fucking Michigan.
No one said this about Cincinnati. No one did. But okay, let me paint the picture. Ohio State, the team that lost to Michigan, comes out and they're beating Georgia. People are going to tune into the game. They're going to be like, holy shit, can Ohio State do this? Michigan, we know they handled their business. Are we going to get an Ohio State, Michigan, first Big Ten championship style national championship?
That's what I want.
With one of the biggest rivalries that college football, if not the biggest, that college football has.
And then you know what happens?
Can be created. Boom. That everyone is watching.
You know what happens next, Jesse? You wake up. That's what happens.
It's football.
That shit ain't happening.
It's college football. Texas A&M beat Alabama, and Luke put it all down on it. So you're telling me this can't happen? It's possible.
There is one Cinderella story in the last.
It can't happen in the NFL. It can't happen in college. I guess it can't happen anywhere.
Okay.
Upsets don't happen, Luke. They're non-existent.
And underdogs also can't win in hockey either.
Also, the 3 and the 4 can't lose either.
Listen, Dylan.
Favorites always win.
Fuck Ohio State. But at the end of the day, we gotta stand behind the Big Ten right now. We gotta take over the college landscape of football. We have the opportunity. So we gotta be behind Ohio State, but not behind Ohio State.
Yeah. Right. We need Ohio State to beat Georgia, but then lose.
I think Michigan's gonna win.
I think the Big Ten gonna win. Dominant division in college football.
Period. We need the Big Ten national.
I think the best 2 teams in football are Michigan and Georgia, and they proved it all year.
That's true. But
there's
one
no reason
game
why.
is all.
But if Georgia slips up, then they don't get to prove it.
Georgia slips. What if they slip
That's
against?
Bennett's 25 years old. He's got more knowledge than half the fucking roster.
But he's still in his NFL ready.
And you also got to think. You also got to think about.
There's a reason he's still in college.
Hey, listen. I hate Ohio State, but you also got to think about the fact that by a miracle they got thrown back in playoffs. So with a second chance, they're gonna try and fucking do something with it. They're not just gonna fall over to the side and accept another defeat.
The last
time you're gonna accept the defeat, Luke, but when you play Georgia, it's a lot more difficult.
The way you're talking, they will.
Their defensive line is not only the best defensive line in college football, it's the best defensive line in the past 6 years of college football. The only team that has the potential to stop that D line is Michigan's O-line, which is why I think Michigan versus Georgia will be the final outcome.
And all I'm saying is everybody's humans. People have off days and good days.
Very true as well. I didn't think
respect that
USC
as
was
well.
going to lose. I didn't think TCU was going to lose.
For the sport
They
books,
both lost.
what you believe is that's the minus 2,500 bet. The minus 2,500 bet is most definitely Michigan, Georgia. That's what
Because it's
anyone
just
would
what
say.
I've seen.
But the plus 2,500 bet is Michigan, Ohio State national championship.
Because it's
Correct.
not plausible,
Look at that
but
right
it's possible. It's just not plausible.
No, but very much possible.
That's all I'm trying to say. It would be.
Look, all we know,
crazy.
Fuller, to answer your question, all we know is TCU ain't winning shit.
If TCU upsets Michigan, that is the true.
Yeah,
big
no,
up.
that's pretty much what we got out of
I
that.
don't know. I
Anyone but
personally,
TCU.
from the Michigan guy, I'm not as unworried as fucking Dylan is about this game. I'm like, I mean, TCU, they can put up some points.
Yeah.
I mean, I still believe in our defense, but at the same time, it's like still a football game. We still got to go out there and we still got to win it.
And I know it's Michigan's, like, it's one thing to be down at half, but if you're down at half by like 17, then, you know.
They're fine.
We also got a big
TCU
break.
is a second half
We also got a
team.
big break.
No.
Well, Michigan is a big second half team too.
They're
Exactly.
both second half teams. This ought to be interesting.
Exactly.
I think so.
First
And there's
half
also
under.
a big break before that game too. And as we've seen, that can affect teams differently.
Yeah, and the way they're going to plan for it. But we'll get into it more when we talk about it on Wednesday, when we get into the football review from the weekend. So if you guys need to, make sure you guys go back and listen to the rest of this podcast before, if you need to hear any of the bets that we listed previously on our last podcast, which you can check out on our YouTube channel or on Six Pack Coverage YouTube channel being uploaded later today. You can catch the NHL bets and the NBA bets as well. Until next time, I'm Tyco with the boys. We'll see you guys. Peace the fuck out. That's all we got.